What I've learned from doing radio with you for almost 6 years, you don't have to say it, and you don't need me to back you up, but you always lay it at the doorstep of the big boys. So that's observation from you, and I've seen it from Kuminga and Pods. But at the end of the day, Steiny, the reason they lost that game is Curry was 1 of 10 from 3. Draymond was minus 23, and Klay Thompson started off hot. He couldn't sustain it, and Wiggins was Wiggins. But moving forward, I've come to the realization that Chris Paul, good or bad, Steiny, is going to take somebody's minutes. It could be a combo or Pods, and I don't know, because we're going to find out. He's going to be that guy out there. If you do get to the first round and got a chance of winning it, he's going to loom large, man. It just is. I see him in street clothes, and I've come to the realization, Pods, he'll take charges all day long. But, Steiny, when you're going up against, offensive studs, I mean, man, I think sometimes they look for him.
888-957-9570 is the number. Steiny and Guru with you. The Warriors get beat 119-103. Now they go on a 4-game road trip. We got Eddie Johnson, former Phoenix Suns player, current Phoenix Suns announcer. He's joining us at 12:30. 650. I'll entertain this just because I'm in one of those moods. Judging a third-year player on any P per 36 stat is stupid. Oh, I don't think it is at all. I think it's a way to judge whether a guy's doing something better in a shorter amount of time. Nobody's saying Kuminga's worthless. I'm just saying he has not rebounded better since the day he came into the league. That's what I'm saying. Now,
he still had impact. He's had.
Yeah, last night.
No doubt. No.
And, the other thing is, if you really want to put some rats on the table.
Brought to you by ATCO. Shout out, Billy.
Where's young players may have a free throw shooting problem. They just might. And I get it's only a play or two, but if Trace Jackson Davis can't make free throws.
Oh, man, that first one he shot last night.
He can't help you.
Oh, my God.
Because teams are just going to foul him. And those are momentum killers. Curry drives the middle, dishes to Jackson Davis. He goes up, gets hammered, goes to the line, misses 2. Those hurt. And also, the thing I've noticed about Kuminga, Kuminga shoots free throws differently. Yeah, he made some free throws late last night when they were down 11 to cut it to 9. But, man, you're down 5 and you need 2 from Kuminga. Consistently, he hasn't been knocking 2 free throws down during the really important possessions.
No doubt about it.
Again, this is not to rip those guys. It's just to say, if we're going to talk about the Warriors making a run, deep run, they can win, and people are going to talk about a team 2 games over 500 in 10th place in the West, and you want to actually start talking about can they win a title, these are the little things that will prevent them from winning a title. In fact, it'll prevent them from getting even close to winning a title, I think.
Yeah. And I'll tell you this about Kuminga, who I love, Steiny. When and I've been consistent, you guys can back me up. I call it the Spider-Man meme when he's pointing at himself. And when Kuminga goes up against guys that have his athleticism, have his size, his wingspan, like Aaron Gordon and Jokic, you could see him thinking, it's not just me going to the rack, reckless abandon over guys like a De'Aaron Fox or a Herter, where he's just more athletically, gifted. You could see he's thinking because it's harder and it's more difficult. Now, he ended up with 19. He was minus 20 on the night. Draymond Green, Steiny, since he's been back, I believe, just that was his less impactful game, especially with 4 assists and had more turnovers, 6 turnovers than assists. But one thing that was said after the game, I want to run by you all, and you tell me, you covered the league for 30 years. Is this strange or no big deal at all for Steve Kerr with his new money? Just said Steph Curry's tired. Now, I know Steph Curry's coming off a bender up until the last 3 or 4 games to where I hadn't even noticed a decline in regard to his shooting, but he definitively said Steph Curry is tired. He sees it. Anthony Slater took those quotes and asked Steph, was he tired? And Steph said, I'm not tired. Like, that's not it. Big deal, no big deal.
Who cares?
Just part of the 82 games?
Yeah, I don't think that's a big deal. I think a bigger deal would have been Steph saying, yeah, I'm exhausted.
Well, I hear you on that. I mean, he was 1 of 10. He can't be. He ain't a machine.
the thing about Kuminga too is, like, again, I'm not here to tell you he's not going to be a good player, but right now he's a scorer, right? He's meet me there. He's a scorer. Got to the free throw
line 13 times.
He's a scorer.
Yep.
He's not a passer. He's not a rebounder, and he's not a defender. He's a scorer. I'm not saying that's not good, but he's a player who is still one-dimensional. And again, if we're talking about the Warriors going deep, like him just being able to score and Podziemski being a rookie, that's asking a lot. It's asking a lot. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
And Chris B on the YouTube chat, Steiny says what I echoed, and I know I just told you it's by committee, but Curry needs a consistent number 2 scorer. And right now with this team, that changes nightly.
So my thing is with Kuminga is, so he's 21 years old. At 25, he may be twice as good of a player. But the issue with the Warriors the last couple years is always the idea they're a title contender now, when the reality is Kuminga won't be able to be their second best overall player probably for another couple years. And can they wait that long? And where's Curry going to be at that point? Again, I'm not going to get in here and talk about what Kuminga, like his shortcomings. He's a damn good young player. I would take him on my team any day of the week. But it's different when you're talking about a guy playing, a guy learning, a guy growing, and a guy who you need to get you 18, 8, and 4 every game. And he's not that guy right now because he's only 21. 888-957-9570 is the number. Warriors get beat with by the Nuggets, 119-103, and now they head on the road for 4 games. Washington,
Jordan Poole,
New York, Toronto, and Boston. And I think here's where I'm different than most. Can you go 2-2? Can you get those 2 against Toronto and against the Wizards? And I know can you go 3-1? I guess they could go 3. But Toronto's a back-to-back. They play Toronto after New York. Like, that's not an automatic win in Toronto on a back-to-back.
Well, I'll tell you this to that.
Going through customs and all that crap, they're going to get in late.
But if you want to get out the 10th seed, Steiny, you got something's got.
Maybe they're not good enough to get out of the 10th seed.
We gotta do a 3-1. You know, you got maybe a 4-0. Like, something's gotta. I get it, and the fact that the Lakers lost going into last night's game. And I'm sitting there with the 9th seed dangling. I'm like, okay, this would be a great start.
They're playing the Nuggets. The Warriors are playing the Nuggets.
Right. Who can lose a game, Steiny? It's not
to the
impossible.
Warriors. Not in the last 2 years.
You got me there. But when you're up 16, damn, I ain't asking for the world to get the game close at the end at home, especially when you're hot.
They're not that good.
This was going to be a message.
The Nuggets are.
I understand.
Well, if you understand, then understand that, like, it took Klay Thompson turning back the clock to a game against Sacramento for them to get up 15.
Yeah. And that lasted a half.
It was solely because of Klay Thompson, essentially. Yeah. Let's go to Mike in Oakland, get us started, and then we'll take a break, and we'll just get back into it. What's up, Mike? How you doing, man?
Hey, you guys. How you doing, man?
Hey.
Hope you guys having a great day.
Yeah.
I'm a little mad about what I saw last night because Steve Kerr keeps doing the same thing, man. He's got Trey Jackson-Davis over there. He's got Looney, and he's got Draymond. He's got at least 3 guys that he can put on this guy, and he doesn't put him on the Joker. He just goes off time after time and time again. You double that guy up. You send a guy, and don't fake send him. Send him. Make him give the ball up. But don't let him beat us. The problem is we keep letting him beat us. That's the problem. So if you know Murray's the best one and he's the best one, then damn it, put 2 people on them and let the other guys see if they can handle it. Do the same thing they did to us, man. I mean, just Steve Kerr has to get more creative. He's not creative enough, and that's why he's not beating him. And that's my opinion, and thank you.
Mike, Jokic had 16 assists.
32, 16, and 16.
He's also a player that wants to be double-teamed. Like, He's Jokic. He's the best player in basketball offensively. He's indescribably great. He's as great as any offensive player I've ever seen in terms of all the facets of the game. Shooting, post up, passing, smart, mid-range.
Free throws.
He's one of the greatest offensive players.
Yeah, he's a bad boy, man.
Multi-talented.
And Steiny, I don't think that was his A-plus game last night. And he had 32, 16, and 16. Jokic.
What didn't you like?
Just some of the passes that he made. He lost the ball to Draymond a couple times.
He had 16 assists and 3 turnovers.
I hold him to a standard. He's a bad boy.
He had 16 assists and 2 turnovers.
When they were down 16, I was like, they didn't come to play.
Him and 24 from the floor.
Yeah, he's a bad boy.
Did miss 4 threes.
Yeah.
You hate to see that.
You guys, man. Wow. Kerr said something about Looney that not sitting well with me.